Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for June 19th. June 19th is the 170th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 171st in leap years, with 195 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is disambiguate. When I saw this word come up as requested for word of the day, I thought, well, that sounds like a word that means to make less ambiguous or to make more clear. So let's see what the dictionary has to say about it. Disambiguate is a verb that means to clarify something that's ambiguous by providing or considering additional information. In linguistics, establishing an interpretation for a word, phrase, or sentence helps disambiguate the meaning. Sometimes context is key. For example, I saw her duck. Does that mean I saw her duck or I saw her duck? Or she can't bear children. Does that mean she can't stand to be around children or she's unable to give birth to children? Give me the green would have a totally different meaning if you were a bank teller hearing it from a robber or an artist making a request of your assistant. We need more information in order to disambiguate what has been said. Context. Another example outside of language of providing or considering additional information, a great example is in astronomy. If you, by profession or hobby, look out into the sky and you see these little points of light, some of them, you know, are particular planets or stars or galaxies, but sometimes, especially if there's something really far away, it can be hard to tell. Is that a star or is that a galaxy? How far away is it anyway? They superimpose each other. The biggest and best telescopes on Earth are amazing for what all you can see. They gather an amazing amount of information, those telescopes. And as amazing as they are, they still have to look through our atmosphere. And that can dampen the result a little bit. Also, they really do gather a lot of information, and sometimes so much information at once is hard to sort out. Is that a star or a distant planet or a galaxy? Hard to tell sometimes. So now we have these huge, amazing space telescopes like the Hubble and the James Webb. Amazing, powerful telescopes, and they don't have to look through our beloved atmosphere so they can see more clearly. We get additional information, more clarity, helping to disambiguate some of that flood of information. The word disambiguate is a back formation from disambiguation, which means removal of ambiguity. Ambiguity comes to us from Latin, and that means doubtful or of uncertain nature, having a double meaning, shifting or changeable. So disambiguation means to remove uncertainty. First known use of today's word disambiguate is as recently as 1963, disambiguate. Disambiguate was requested by YouTube viewer D. Dally. Thanks, D. Dally. And if you have a word you'd like to see in this Word of the Day section, drop it in the comments. We'll take a look at it. On June 19, 1862, U.S. Congress prohibited slavery in the United States and territories. Following that, President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation on September 22, 1862. The Emancipation Proclamation went into effect on January 1, 1863, and word was sent out across the country. Now, in that time, news traveled much more slowly than it does now. So it wasn't until June 19th, 1865, I made a typo, word finally got to Galveston, Texas, about the Emancipation Proclamation that slaves were now officially free. They could continue to work for their former masters, only now it would be a boss-employee situation for pay. June 19th came to be a significant anniversary, a day of celebration known as Emancipation Day or Juneteenth. Juneteenth, starting in Texas as it did, Mr. Bowers tells me that he remembers Juneteenth being a notable holiday in the town where he grew up out in the Texas Panhandle. Cookouts, red soda pop, a great celebratory spirit. Juneteenth. And now, all these many years later, it's become a federal holiday. So happy Juneteenth. This is the birthday of singer-songwriter Ann Wilson, born June 19th, 1950, in San Diego, California. She's best known as lead singer of the rock band Heart with her sister Nancy Wilson. Heart has had 29 singles on the Billboard Hot 100, 10 albums on the Billboard 200, and have sold over 35 million records worldwide since the 1970s. As so many have, especially in the entertainment industry, Ann had some difficulty with substance abuse issues, but she was able to get clean and sober some years ago. Still working, Ann Wilson turned 74 in 2024. Happy birthday, Ann Wilson. And we have a playlist of episodes for this day in history, as well as a playlist of single subjects called How About That? And words of the day in a playlist called There's a Word for That, all right here on this channel. And I'll leave links to those playlists for you. Today's song is Barracuda by Heart. Released in 1977, Barracuda was the lead single from Heart's third album, Little Queen. The song was written by Ann Wilson, Nancy Wilson, Roger Fisher, and Michael DeRosier. And baby, it is a rocker. And it has an origin story. Some yahoo in the industry had made up a salacious story about the Wilson sisters as a publicity stunt. What a stupid idea that was. If he had asked them, they would have said, don't do that, but he didn't, and they found out about it in a way that made them very angry. Ann went back to her hotel room and wrote out the lyrics to the song. Barracuda has done well. It's been described as a heavy metal, hard rock, tough driving rock and roll. Barracuda was Heart's second top 20 song in the U.S. and peaked at number 11 on the Billboard Hot 100, and was named as 34th best hard rock song of all time by VH1. Barracuda by Heart. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that's called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Alrighty, back to work. I think we got it this time.